Eli Cohen had built a good life, a life of family, a life of normalcy. He was an accountant, respectable, unremarkable, but in the shadows the world was shifting. Israel, his homeland, faced threats from every side. Unseen forces were already in motion, drawing Eli toward a destiny he never could have imagined. It was a spring day in 1960 when he received a life-altering proposition, an opportunity to serve his country. The Israeli Defense Ministry had a mission for him. The risks were immense, the details shrouded in secrecy. Eli hesitated. Could he leave his pregnant wife, Nadia? Could he abandon the life they were building? The weight of their future pressed down on him, but the call to duty echoed in his ears. A month later, fate intervened. Eli lost his job. The comfortable life he had envisioned vanished. The offer from the Defense Ministry now seemed less like a choice and more like a necessity. He was adrift. His country needed him, and perhaps, deep down, he needed a purpose greater than himself. The training was grueling. Eli was pushed to his limits, both physically and mentally. He learned the art of deception, to assume a new identity, to blend in, to disappear. His memory, already sharp, was honed to a razor's edge. He could recall faces, places, and conversations with perfect clarity. This was his weapon, his shield, his key to survival. He became Kamal Amin Thabit, a wealthy Syrian businessman, a loyal Arab. The mask was perfect, hiding the Israeli patriot beneath. But the transformation went deeper than appearances. Eli embraced his new persona with a dedication that bordered on obsession. He was now two men, living a double life, bound to a dangerous secret. Buenos Aires throbbed with a vibrant energy, a melting pot of cultures, a haven for exiles and opportunists. It was here that Kamal Amin Thabit, the man Eli Cohen pretended to be, would truly come alive. He charmed his way into the city's Arab community, his charisma disarming even the most suspicious minds. He spoke their language, shared their customs, and soon, he was one of them. Or so they thought. Eli befriended embassy officials, influential businessmen, and even military officers. He was a consummate networker, always listening, always observing. He gathered information like a spider spinning its web, patiently, meticulously. His reports, sent back to Tel Aviv in coded messages, provided a window into the Syrian government's inner workings. His greatest prize came in the form of Amin al-Hafez, a rising star in the Syrian Ba'ath Party. Eli recognized his ambition, his ruthlessness. He flattered him, confided in him, and slowly, subtly, gained his trust. This was a dangerous game he was playing, but the stakes were too high to turn back. Eli learned much in Buenos Aires. He honed his skills of deception. He mastered the art of extracting information without raising suspicion. He proved his worth to his handlers in Tel Aviv, but Argentina was just the beginning. His true test awaited him in the heart of the lion's den, Damascus. Leaving Buenos Aires was a wrench. He'd made connections, friendships even, but he reminded himself that Kamal Amin Thabit was a fabrication, a means to an end. His loyalty belonged to Israel, to the mission, and the mission now demanded he walk a tightrope over an abyss. Section 5. Damascus, in the heart of the lion's den. Damascus was a city of ancient beauty, steeped in history and tradition. It was also a city under the iron grip of the Ba'ath Party, a regime hostile to Israel. Eli, now firmly entrenched as Kamal Amin Thabit, navigated this treacherous landscape with the grace of a seasoned diplomat and the cunning of a master spy. He cultivated relationships with high-ranking officials, leveraging their trust to gain access to classified information. He attended military parades, toured restricted areas, and even befriended the Syrian president himself, Amin al-Hafez. His apartment, a luxurious haven in a city simmering with tension, became a hub for the Syrian elite, a place where they could speak freely, unaware that their words were being carefully recorded, analyzed, and transmitted to the enemy. Eli's reports were invaluable. He provided detailed information on Syria's military capabilities, their plans, their weaknesses. He became Israel's eyes and ears in the enemy camp, a silent guardian watching over his homeland from within the belly of the beast. Section 6. Secrets of the Highest Order. The Golan Heights, a strategic plateau overlooking northern Israel. For years it had been a source of tension, a potential flashpoint for war. Eli, through his carefully cultivated network, learned that the Syrians were fortifying the heights, building bunkers and artillery positions at an alarming rate. This information was critical. It could mean the difference between victory and defeat if war were to break out. Eli also uncovered a sinister plan to divert the headwaters of the Jordan River, a move that would cripple Israel's water supply. This act of ecological warfare, if successful, would have devastating consequences for the young nation. His reports, sent back to Tel Aviv at great personal risk, painted a chilling picture of Syria's intentions. Eli had become an indispensable asset, his courage and ingenuity saving countless lives, but his luck, like the shifting sands of time, was about to run out. Section 7. The Shadow War. The information Eli provided was not merely gathered dust in filing cabinets. It was translated into action, into a shadow war fought in the realms of diplomacy and covert operations. His intelligence allowed Israel to counter Syrian aggression, to preempt attacks, and to expose their plans to the world. His reports on the Golan Heights fortifications would prove crucial in the Six-Day War, allowing Israeli forces to capture the strategic plateau in a swift and decisive victory. His warnings about the Jordan River diversion project led to Israeli airstrikes that neutralized the threat, saving the country from ecological disaster. Eli Cohen, the unassuming accountant, had become a legend in the shadowy world of espionage. He was a ghost, a whisper in the wind, his presence felt but never truly seen. But his actions spoke volumes, his courage and sacrifice shaping the destiny of nations. Section 8. The Spy Unmasked. The life of a spy is one of constant tension, of living on borrowed time. Eli knew this. He had accepted it the moment he embarked on this perilous path. But even the most seasoned operative can become complacent, can let their guard down for just a moment. And in the world of espionage, a moment is all it takes. In January 1965, Syrian counterintelligence, aided by Soviet technology, detected suspicious radio transmissions emanating from Eli's apartment. They closed in, their suspicions growing with each passing moment. Eli, caught in the act of transmitting vital information to Tel Aviv, was arrested. The news of his capture sent shockwaves through Israel. His true identity, so carefully guarded, was revealed to the world. He was no longer Kamal Amin Thabet, the affable businessman. He was Eli Cohen, Israeli patriot, a spy trapped behind enemy lines. Section 9. A Legacy Forged in Courage. Eli Cohen's trial was a sham, a foregone conclusion in the eyes of his Syrian captors. Despite international appeals for clemency, he was found guilty of espionage and sentenced to death. On May 18, 1965, he was hanged in a public square in Damascus, his body left on display for all to see. Eli Cohen's execution sent shockwaves through Israel and the intelligence community worldwide. He became a national hero, his name synonymous with courage, sacrifice, and unwavering devotion to his country. His story, shrouded in secrecy for years, eventually emerged as a testament to the bravery of those who operate in the shadows, risking everything to protect their homeland. Eli Cohen's legacy extends far beyond his tragic death. His intelligence gathering, particularly his insights into Syrian military capabilities, proved crucial in Israel's victory in the Six-Day War. He is remembered as one of the most effective spies in modern history, his story a reminder of the human cost of conflict and the extraordinary lengths to which individuals will go in the name of duty and patriotism.